Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Middlesex County Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited you are here. My name is Catherine, and I will be your facilitator for this session. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping items to note. First, your camera and microphone are off. You are muted and your video is off. The panelists can't see or hear you. If you have any questions at all, feel free to use the Q&A button towards the bottom of your screen to type in your questions to the presenters at any time. They are here, ready and available to answer your questions. This is one of many college presentations being offered, so feel free to check the schedule on the website for more. And lastly, this session is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Middlesex. We are currently in session B1, where my mouse is circling, and this is also the same order of presentation. So without further ado, I'll get out of the way and kick it off to our very first representative from University of Connecticut.
Thank you. Just going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started. Awesome. Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for attending today's virtual session. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Raven, like That's So Raven, and I'm a recent UConn grad myself. I graduated with the class of 2020, but I now have the pleasure of working with prospective high school students like yourself. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So we are UConn, or the University of Connecticut. We're the flagship university for our state, and the power of the pack has definitely been something not just known within the Northeast region, but around the country and world. We've consecutively ranked within the top 25 for public institutions for the last 10 years. And while we do have over 24,000 students, we have a total of 5 campuses. That photo that you see on the bottom left corner is Storrs, which is our main campus. So it's a beautiful rural campus, but all of our campuses are unique in their own way. Again, Storrs is our main campus, located within the northeast corner of Connecticut. UConn, Hartford, Waterbury, and Avery Point, definitely more known for being commuter-style campuses as they don't offer housing. However, something important to note, UConn Stamford is the only other campus that offers housing. Given that they're growing very closely to the New York City area, we're finding that a lot of students are gravitating towards that. But again, if you're looking for more of that traditional UConn experience that you might hear or people talk about, Storrs is definitely going to be the campus for you. So UConn actually started out as a very small agricultural school, but over the last couple hundred years, we've transcended to now having over 115 different majors, 320 minors and concentrations. This is across the board for our 10 different schools and colleges, which will be listed on the next page. And people definitely like to know within the classroom, what's the experience like at UConn? At UConn, while we are a larger school, maybe within your first 2 years, you might have maybe a larger lecture within your your intro courses, but on average about 16:1 is our student to faculty ratio. So within a majority of your undergrad experience, a lot of our students definitely feel comfortable having that one-on-one time with professors or teachers' assistants. So at UConn, we're all about pushing what's possible. There's the list of all of our colleges and programs. The first thing I'll start off with is our honors program. So definitely a great way if you are interested to kind of push yourself in more of a rigorous light within your academics. In applying for our honors program, there's no separate application. So in just submitting your regular application to UConn, you are automatically considered for honors. We also have some special programs, so definitely a great way for maybe ambitious high school students to go all the way with the intent of going to some of our grad programs. So that's going to be medicine, dental medicine, law, and education. Essentially, in applying, they don't guarantee grad school. However, students that are accepted into our special program, they definitely do have to complete all of their undergraduate requirements successfully, kind of holding that spot and then grad school. But maybe if our special program is not for you, totally cool if you stick with a 4-year major and then maybe by junior or senior year, apply to UConn's graduate programs. But as you can see, we have a ton of options for all of our students. At UConn, we're definitely on with an inspired energy, given that a lot of our students definitely expand their palette when it comes to being outside of the classroom. The first thing, we have over 700 companies that definitely actively recruit our students on campus. Definitely a great way to kind of meet an organization that you didn't know before, but also the companies are actively on our campus and recruit that way as well. So we have tons of students that might find or secure a job at the end of graduation. We have over 1.3 million hours spent annually by our student body on community service. So definitely a very large number that goes to show how much of our students are involved and love to give back. But the last thing, we have over 200 different opportunities for maybe experiential learning. So whether it be internships, study abroad, field work, or research, we have tons of opportunities and resources for our students within their respective academic programs to really extend outside of the classroom, especially study abroad. About 12% of our student population is international, and they do come from over 90 different countries. So this definitely opens up doors for UConn students to pretty much expand their classroom outside just UConn's campus. Shifting gears a little bit from academics, one of my personal favorite things, champions live at UConn. We have 21 NCAA Division I athletic teams, so definitely a great way to kind of have an entertainment factor on campus, given that our men and women's basketball program are great, in addition to some of our hockey programs. If you would like to continue sports, that's definitely an option, but we have had students that maybe might not want to compete at the Division I level. So we do have 37 different club sports with over 1,500 athletes on campus. Definitely a great way to rep UConn on a jersey or uniform and still be able to play against other schools. But maybe if athletics are not for you, we definitely have over 700 different campus organizations that have been found and led by our own students. We definitely allow our students to pursue their passions, and maybe if they're not a champion within athletics, we definitely have our champions outside of the classroom within organizations as well. So when it comes to the application process, you can use the Common or Coalition app. We do require a personal essay, and letters of rec are optional. In terms of reporting grades, you can always have an official transcript sent on your behalf, or do the self-reported academic record, which allows you to input your own grades if you have access to them. The next thing, we are a test optional university, so we do not require any test scores as a part of your application. And then lastly, we do have an application fee of $80. So as we kind of close up, December 1st, in addition to our honors program for merit scholarships and to be considered, there's no separate application, but in applying by December 1st, you're considered priority or more so at the top of the list to be looked at for our merit scholarships and honors program. That's also going to be our hard deadline for any of our special programs in law, medicine, dental medicine, and education. All students interested in our STORS campus should apply by January 15th. We should be receiving your FAFSA by February 15th. And then we don't do early action or early decision. So everyone finds out March 1st if they were accepted to UConn, received any scholarships or financial aid awards. And then lastly, for anyone that was interested in any of our regional campuses, May 1st is going to be our date for that. So with that being said, we know that was a ton of information within a very small period of time, but we will definitely be here throughout the rest of the seminar. Please feel free to send me a personal chat or a chat regarding any questions with UConn. And we definitely hope that today affirmed your decision for submitting an application. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. The next representative is from the University of South Florida.
Thank you. All right, well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. Today I'm going to be talking about the University of South Florida. Just to introduce myself, my name is Chrissy Pugh. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Regional Recruiter Advisor for the state of New Jersey. And this is my contact information as well. But just to kick things off, the University of South Florida was founded in 1956, so we are a relatively young university. But though we are young, we do maintain an overall enrollment of around 50,000 students, 37,000 of which are undergraduate students. Though we are large, we still maintain a student to faculty ratio of 21:1, which gives us an average class size of around 33 students. As far as diversity, USF really prides itself on our diversity, with 41% of our students coming from diverse backgrounds. And we do have students from all 50 states and 145 different countries. Our biggest out-of-state population is actually from New Jersey. So we see a lot of New Jersey students come into USF. And we do have close to 200 majors and concentrations across 14 academic colleges. So odds are, whatever it is you're looking for, we probably have it at USF. We are America's fastest rising university. We are now ranked 46 by US News and World Report. And what that means is that we are quickly rising in the ranking. So if you compare our numbers from last year to this year, we have risen quite a lot. And that just proves we are on the right trajectory to make our way to the top. So we are very proud of this fact. And USF is one university geographically distributed. So what I mean by that is when I say the University of South Florida, I'm referring to all 3 of our campus locations. So we have locations in Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Sarasota, Manatee. Each campus offers something a little bit different, a little bit unique. You actually get to select your campus when you apply. So I would really think about what you're looking for in a college experience and base your decision off of that. So Tampa, where Life's Live Larger, it is the biggest of the 3 campuses. It houses the majority of our academic colleges, our student organizations, and it is in a large metropolitan city. So if that's kind of the vibe you're going for. Or our St. Petersburg campus, a little bit smaller, really close to the water. If you are into, outdoor recreation, or if you maybe are interested in marine biology, this would be a really great campus for you. Or Sarasota Manatee, the smallest of the 3 campuses, and only has a couple thousand students, and it does maintain a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So definitely where big ideas start small. Think private school feel, but for a public school price. So again, you get to choose which campus you want when you apply. As far as student life, we do have over 1,000 student organizations on our campus with 1,000 on-campus events each year. So that ranges from concerts, celebrity guest lectures, movies, art exhibits. So definitely won't get bored on campus. There's definitely several ways to get involved. We are at NCAA Division I athletics, so we play in the American Conference. So if you're interested in a college game day experience, we definitely have that. We actually share a football stadium with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so that's where our USF Bulls play as well. If you're interested in sports, but maybe don't want to play at a D1 level, we do have our recreation and intramural sports. So another great way to get involved and stay active if that's kind of your thing. The bull market is something that happens every week on campus. It's where local vendors will come in and set up, different clubs will set up. So you don't have to go too far to find out about these student organizations. One of my personal favorite fun facts is we do have a Publix on campus. If you're not familiar, Publix is a very popular grocery store in the South, especially in Florida, and it's very convenient for our students to have one, right outside their residence hall there for them. Week of welcome, first week of every semester. That's going to be kind of like a big week of events for students to kind of kickstart the semester and get you excited on what's to come. Going to switch gears now and talk about some freshman admission information. So you could apply to the University of South Florida in 3 ways: Common App, Coalition App, or our website, whatever's easiest for you. And all we need is a $30 application fee, your high school transcript, and your test scores. That's it. Once you submit all of that, your application is complete and we will review it. Our application is strictly based on academic credentials, so you don't need any letters of recommendation, personal essays, anything like that. As far as our tuition and fees, you'll see for our out-of-state student, our tuition and fees is around $17,000. And when you include housing, books, and other expenses, your total expense for the year is around $35,000, which, yes, that is a large sum of money, but we have one of the lowest tuition rates in the country, especially for our out-of-state students. Our rates are incredibly competitive. Our rates are often the same or lower than some of the schools here in New Jersey and other non-Florida universities. So definitely something to consider because this will be a reoccurring expense for the next 4 to 5 years. One of the ways in which you could offset that tuition cost is going to be through scholarships and waivers, and we do offer these for our out-of-state students. It's kind of on the bottom column there. So these are merit-based, so as long as you have the GPA and the test score and you've applied by the deadline, you're automatically going to get that scholarship waiver associated with those scores. So it starts with our scholars waiver, and then it goes up depending on your GPA and test scores. So kind of winding down now with some important application deadlines. December 1, that's the big deadline I want you guys to remember. That's our priority deadline. If you don't apply by December 1, January 15th is the other big deadline. That's the deadline to complete your application for those admission scholarships I just spoke on. So I know that was a lot of information I threw at you guys, so if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the Q&A during this session, or you could always contact me at this email and I'll put that in the chat as well. So thank you guys so much, and go Bulls.
Awesome. And as stated, if you have any questions at all, feel free to submit those using the Q&A button. Any questions at all, our representatives are here to assist. The next representative is from Arizona State University.
Okay, let's see. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, just needs to be in full screen mode and you'll be good to go. Awesome.
Perfect. Okay, so good evening, everyone. My name is Lala Lassiter, and I'm actually covering for our Mid-Atlantic Regional Coordinator. Her name is Sarah Fixdahl. So let's let the adventure begin. So I'm representing ASU. Location is everything. We have students from all 50 states that attend ASU and about 130 international companies. So a lot of them come for the location. You know, if you live Midwest or, you know, on the East Coast, you want to leave the snow, the cold. Of course, at ASU, outside of our top summer temperatures of triple digits, the temperature is about 75 degrees. And so just think it's summer all the time. You can dress in your summer clothes, your flip-flops. We have 4 campuses in the greater Phoenix area. 5 in total, and you know, all of them have 2 swimming pools, so a lot of students love to take advantage of that. In addition to, all of our buildings are really air conditioned about 60 degrees because we want you to be cool. We are top ranked Division I Pac-12 school, tier 1 research institution. We have about 17 Fortune 500 companies and about 6 Fortune 1000 companies. So you want to come where the state is just growing. Everyone is coming to Phoenix. You know, people are traveling everywhere, and it's just very diverse, and they're coming just because the cost of living is cheaper compared to other places, especially where I live in California. Scottsdale is ranked the best place to find a job, and a lot of students where I live in Silicon Valley and San Jose, they're coming there because we have, you know, our top business school or engineering school. So they want to be a part of ASU as it's growing with the tech companies. So we are the top 10 public university for first year student experience and in the US for undergraduate teaching. We're #1 in innovation for 7 years now. We didn't give ourselves this title. Other universities and administration and professors kind of bestowed this honor upon us just because the type of faculty and students that we have, the type of experience you can have at ASU, along with the research experiences, the internship experiences. We have students that are starting their own businesses, their own apps, they're going abroad, they're coming up with their own inventions to kind of give back to the world. What I like about ASU is that our students are very much involved globally, socially, economically. They want to make a difference. And so these students are using different programs that we fund for them to, like I said, come out with these businesses, these apps, so that way we can kind of help and make the world a better place abroad, excuse me. So these are our 4 campuses in the greater Phoenix area. Downtown Phoenix, I like to call like our professional campus just because we do have a law school there. We do have our nursing school there, journalism and mass communications, our hotel tourism management. So these are kind of those kind of career professional focused majors where being in the heart of Phoenix, which again is the 5th largest city in the US, you can leave your classes and go right to your internships or your jobs, which are right in the capital. That is a big city, it's thriving, you know, it's everything that you need to gain your experience. Tempe campus is the first campus built. It began as a teacher's college and only had 100 students. Now we have 53,000 students at Tempe. So it is the largest campus out of our 4. It also houses our sororities and fraternities and a lot of our main colleges, like our Institute of Design, Architecture, Theater Arts. We did have Hamilton come perform there. Our students do Broadway shows at Tempe. West is our humanities and liberal arts style campus. You see a lot of students come for forensic psychology. We just added our nursing college there as well, and our teachers college. So you see a lot of race, cultural studies, education. Polytechnic is one of my favorite campuses. I call it Desert Chic. It's very beautiful. It's our 2nd engineering campus outside of Tempe. Poly is our 3rd largest campus where we have about 5,000 to 7,000 students. And you see a lot of STEM, robotics, 3D laser printing. Students are building cars with mechanical engineering systems. This is our small project level based campus where if you like to work with your hands and do things, that is a great campus for you. I forgot to tell you, downtown Phoenix has about 12 to 15,000 students. So we are very big on community at ASU. We have over 1,500 student clubs. We have about 7 race and cultural student coalitions, 14 residential colleges, a fancy way of saying dorms, 65 plus religious organizations and house of worship. So at ASU, we want to be your home away from home. There's a lot of ways to get involved. And like I said, we do have fraternities, sororities. We do have multiculturals, Latino ones, our historical Black and African American fraternities, sororities. There's so many ways to get involved. College is what you make it. So it just depends on how, how are you going to get involved while you're on campus. So how do you become a Sun Devil? That's why you're all here. These are kind of our mission requirements. This is what we pay attention to. So just like the rep before me, we're paying attention more to your academics. We don't require letters of recommendations or essays unless you want to apply to our honors college. These are our core classes, your core A through G classes that you really need to graduate. These are 16 if you add them all up. All you need is these and unweighted 3.0. If you have SAT or ACT scores, you can send them in. It's optional, but if you have really good scores above an 1180 or higher, or 24 ACT or higher, I recommend sending them in. All you have to do is kind of just fill this out. We ask you to self-report your grades for a faster admission decision. Just put all your grades, if you've done this 4 years, 3 years, send your scores officially. We will not take them if they're on the Common App. We're also on the Coalition app, and then we do have our ASU Sun Devil app on our website. We do have virtual events, so until you can come visit on campus, you can go to visit.asu.edu. And we have kind of live virtual hosted application workshops, scholarship and FAFSA financial aid workshops. We have our admissions presentation on there. So we want you to come and visit us. We do, like I said, our top rank Barrett Honors College. So it's more of like going to Stanford or getting a Stanford feel without worrying if you can get into Stanford. If you are in a lot of AP, IB, honors college, honors classes, it gives you this kind of feel. If you want that kind of rigorous schedule, you want to kind of feel like you're being challenged, I recommend applying to Barrett. You have to apply to ASU first and make sure you get your ASU Right ID number within a week or so. And then you can start your Barrett application, to which you're going to have to write a few essays and letters of recommendation. What I do like about Barrett is that it is a holistic review. And so basically, they're not just taking all the top students, because that would be boring to have students that are all the same. So depending on your application, your essays, your letters of recommendation, this is how they decide. Barrett is located at all 4 of our campuses. They have their own dorms. They have a special graduation. They have to write a thesis before graduating and have 36 honors credits. We do offer merit scholarships for our out-of-state students. We do offer them for 4 years, as long as you keep a full-time course load of about 15 units a semester and an unweighted and a 3.0 GPA once at campus. All of our majors are direct entry. We have about 400 majors or so. And so I do recommend going to our website, asu.edu/degrees. It'll tell you which of your majors are at what campus. Some majors have multiple campuses, while others are only located at one. It also will have study abroad information. We have about 65 countries that students can travel to. You don't have to study anything a part of your major. You can just go for the experience, like, why study Spanish on campus if you can go to Spain? We do have semester, yearly, and we have winter and summer programs for study abroad as well. So our merit scholarships, we look at the GPA. And thank you so much for joining us.
Awesome. Our next representative is from Montclair State University.
Hi guys. I'm just gonna try to share my screen real fast. Alrighty, so thank you so much for coming. My name is Anisha and I'm the admissions counselor from Montclair State, and I'll be the one looking through your application. So Montclair State University is located in Montclair, New Jersey. We have around 21,000 students on campus. So though that is a very large number, our classes tend to be smaller, with an average size of about 25 students per class, which is great because you get that one-on-one attention from your professors and you don't feel like you're kind of like lost in a sea of students within the lecture hall. We have a large range of majors, minors, and concentrations to choose from, and our campus is just 12 miles away from New York City, which is great. The campus itself is in a residential area, right by a small town with a cute main street, but if you're more of a city person, again, New York City's right there. You can even see the skyline from certain points on campus, and we do also have 2 NJ Transit trains on campus, so you wouldn't even need to leave campus to get a train to the city, so it's pretty easy going back and forth. There's also a bus service nearby. So as mentioned before, we have a wide range of majors to choose from. You'll see here is our list of popular majors, our top 5, which is bio, business, computer science, justice studies, and psychology. what makes them top 5 essentially is these are the most popular ones that students go for at Montclair. And we do also have some very cool, unique programs. When it comes to teacher ed, that's very popular. We get a lot of great students coming in wanting to be teachers. We're big in the arts as well. So theater arts, dance, music performance is very popular at Montclair. Fun fact, the new host of Blue's Clues, Josh De La Cruz, is actually a Montclair grad. He studied musical theater at the school. And we also have a great film program if you're interested in that. Nursing is also a newer program at Montclair, but very popular. So what's also great, a lot of our majors offer a combined degree option, which means, for example, accounting offers a combined program where the first 4 years you get your bachelor's in accounting, and then that +1 you get your master's in accounting, which is great because you get to save a lot of time and money, as well as not having to go through the process of applying into that grad program. And especially with accounting, what's great is you can actually get your CPA quicker through this process and get more prepped. We also offer a 4+1 MBA program. You can do this with a business major or different majors, for example, history, and they're listed down here. So you could get your bachelor's in history, and then that +1, you're getting an MBA. So this is great if you want to move into the corporate world at some point, and having that MBA really helps you stand out as a candidate when you're applying for a job. If you're not sure about what you want to do, that is completely fine. It's very normal. We have a great undeclared program, which we call pre-major. Pretty much it's, it's discovery. You work with an advisor who helps you pick a track, right? So say, you want to work within, science, but you're not sure what you want to do, whether it's medical science or technology. There's a track you can be put on to figure out what would fit best, right? And you even get the option to sit in on certain classes, which is great because you can sit there and figure out, like, okay, do I understand this material? Can I see myself, staying in this type of coursework for the next few years? And this is a great idea rather than maybe going full force into a major and realizing later on that you're not actually into that major. So there's a lot of activities to do at Montclair State. We have Greek life and lots of clubs, and usually there's a club for everything: majors, hobbies, different interests, sports, cultural groups. And if you can't find a club you're interested in, you can always start your own. We had students looking for hydro quidditch. We didn't have it, so they started their own. And then there's Greek life, as well as recreational sports. Volleyball is a pretty popular one, as well as ice hockey. We do have a rink on campus, which is open to students. We also have Division III sports. So if anyone's interested, you can always check out our website. And then we have study abroad, which is also really popular. As the last rep mentioned, I highly recommend going. It's such a fun program. Typically, the countries that are popular here tend to be like Australia, France, Italy, Spain. But again, you have a wide range to choose from. And I've noticed with my global business students or interested in international relations, they tend to go more towards Eastern Asia. We also have national exchange, which is essentially, study abroad within the US. And then we participate in the Disney program. So that's where you'd be going to the Florida parks for a semester, working there and taking a few classes. When it comes to our resident halls, they do vary in style. You've got your typical dorms. You can even do a single if you don't want to room with someone. We also have suites where the bathroom is in the middle and your rooms are on the sides, and apartments. So I would highly recommend, checking the website out because there's pictures of all the different res halls. And if you're planning to commute, you would just get your parking pass and you can park either on a deck or one of our surface lots. If you plan to live on campus, you could not park on campus until you're a sophomore. So when it comes to the application, you can apply one of two ways, either through Common App or through our website, whichever works best for you. I do not have a preference. With the app, it's pretty simple. You would submit the app, submit your essay. Your guidance counselor is going to send over your high school transcript and a letter of rec. If there's anyone here interested in nursing, typically it's 2 letters. And certain arts programs will require a specific essay, so keep that in mind. If anyone here is interested in musical theater, dance, or music, you will go through an audition process. With art and design, it would be a portfolio review. So to be accepted at Montclair, typically we do a holistic review, right? With the main part being your GPA. Our students come in with an average of a 3.27 GPA, but if you have at least a 3.0 unweighted, you are pretty much set. So keep that in mind. And you can also add on a resume to your application, which is great because we can see what you do outside of the class, right? Like activities, clubs, sports, part-time work. And this would be our deadlines. So if you are looking to apply, definitely check. We are also having open houses as well as on-campus tours. So thank you so much.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. Just another friendly reminder that if anyone has any questions at all, to feel free to submit those questions using the Q&A button towards the bottom of your screen. Any questions you have about the college application process or any specific questions for any of our representatives here tonight, we encourage you to include the school name. The next representative is from Rutgers University-Newark.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me share my screen and then we'll get started here. All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jake Acosta, and I am one of the admissions officers here at Rutgers University-Newark. I have been a member of the Rutgers University-Newark community for a long time. I am actually a two-time alumni from Rutgers University. I did both my bachelor's and my master's degree here at the university, and I did a significant amount of research when it came to my master's degree. So I'm very familiar with what it's like to be on campus. Now, Rutgers University-Newark is the northmost campus within the Rutgers University system. We have been a member of Rutgers University for a little over 50 years now. We have about 40 acres worth of urban real estate at Rutgers University-Newark. Currently, our enrollment is a little over 13,000 students, the majority of them actually being undergraduate students, but we do have a number of graduate programs. So it is not uncommon for you to actually run into graduate students as you're taking your undergraduate work. Rutgers University-Newark is known as where access meets opportunity. We get to provide you that brand name Rutgers education through a smaller campus environment. And that smaller campus environment really allows us to provide you with that personalized attention that all our students are looking for. Currently, our student and faculty ratio is 13-1, and 13-1 is across the entire university. If you put all of our campuses together, we have a little over 70,000 students, and our student and faculty ratio stays at 13-1. We have close to about 700 faculty on our campus at Rutgers University-Newark, and the majority of them do have a terminal degree within their field. The small percentage of them that do not have a terminal degree within their field actually do have decades of experience within their field. Just to give you an example, within the School of Criminal Justice, we have Dr. Norman Samuels. We always joke with him because he was one of the people that actually designed the TSA, the Transportation Security Agency. So anytime you're traveling and you have to take off your shoes and you have to put your luggage on the rollers and put your hands up and go through the scanner, he was actually one of the main people that actually designed that entire system. For anyone that is familiar with, the ATF, one of the professors within the business school, Dr. Cole, was one of the main researchers that pretty much designed the fact that if you are to tax tobacco, the usage of tobacco will actually decrease. And that research came out of Rutgers University-Newark. Now, these are the 5 schools that we have within Rutgers University-Newark. In terms of population, the most popular one is the School of Arts and Sciences. Approximately 50% of our students are within the School of Arts and Sciences. If you're thinking about any pre-professional program, you're going to be a member of the School of Arts and Sciences. If you're thinking about biology, chemistry, physics, anthropology, sociology, if you're thinking about computer science, graphic design, video production, all of those programs are within the School of Arts and Sciences. Now, in terms of the most popular programs, the most popular majors are actually within the business school at Rutgers University-Newark. Accounting and finance do happen to be the most popular majors at Rutgers University-Newark, but we also offer management, marketing, management information systems, and supply chain management. Aside from that, we also offer minors in real estate, entrepreneurship, and business of fashion. We also offer a School of Criminal Justice. When students are interested in criminal justice, they're noticing that a lot of schools do offer a major in criminal justice, but at Rutgers University-Newark, the School of Criminal Justice is entirely dedicated to criminal justice. Not only that, it is located inside and within the Rutgers Law School system. When you graduate from this program, you actually graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. There are some additional statistical courses and math courses that you need to take to be able to graduate with that Bachelor of Science, but we have found that for students that are interested in criminal justice, having that Bachelor of Science thus gives them an advantage by the time they start looking for jobs after graduation. We also have a School of Public Affairs and Administration. I actually graduated from the School of Public Affairs and Administration. So if you're thinking about working for the local government, state government, federal government, or even if you want to work for a nonprofit organization, or maybe you want to start your own nonprofit organization, the School of Public Affairs and Administration offers bachelor's, master's, and even a PhD program for students who are interested in those specific jobs. Now, we also have a university college. This school targets more students that are looking for that non-traditional route. Maybe they want to go to school part-time, take classes on the weekends, take classes at night. There are approximately 16 different programs that a student can actually earn their bachelor's degree through this non-traditional track. But you don't have to be a member of this specific school to actually take advantage of those resources. You could be a member of the business school or a member of the School of Arts and Sciences and take those classes at night and take those classes on the weekends, or take that maybe non-traditional route that is available to students who are within that university college. Now, when people ask me, what is Rutgers University-Newark known for? Rutgers University-Newark, it's known for its diversity. For over 20 years and until recently, Rutgers University-Newark was actually according to U.S. News and World Report. We held the #1 spot for National Public Research University in terms of diversity for over 20 years. The first time we actually tied up for the #1 spot, we tied up with a community college out of Hawaii, where over 60% of the students were Polynesian. And that gives you an idea of how diverse our university is. Currently, in terms of our demographics, our biggest population on campus is actually Hispanics at about 28%, followed by white at about 20%, African-American at about 18%, and then Asian at about 17%. And just by hearing those numbers, you could tell that there's really no significant majority on our campus. Now, since I'm running out of time, I'm going to go straight into the application process. Our application is currently live. We do have an early action process. So if you apply by November 1st, you get a decision by February 15th. And if you apply by December 1st, you will get a decision by March 15th. If you have any questions, you could put them in the Q&A, and hopefully I'll get to answer those questions for you.
Great, thank you, so helpful. Our last representative, but certainly not least, is from Nova Southeastern University.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Let me just go ahead and share my screen. While I'm doing so, just to introduce myself, my name is Shanine Gilpin. I'm one of the assistant directors here at Nova Southeastern University. I do work primarily with the students from New Jersey, so I will be your point of contact throughout the admissions process, okay? So a little bit about NSU. We are a private research university here in South Florida. We're located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We're heavily STEM, so we're known mainly for our medical programs, nursing program, but we're also very big on business as well as education. Just to give you like a little bit of background on terms of like student population, we started out as a grad school back in the 1960s. So our graduate population has always been more than undergrad. So right now we have about 18,000 grad students and about 6,300 undergraduate students. Average class size for us is about 17 students per class. We do have students from all 50 states, as well as students from over 115 plus countries. And in terms of our programs, we do have 9 colleges on campus. So if you're looking to get into healthcare, nursing, we're building a hospital on campus. The hospital should be completed this December. Our marine biology students also take advantage of like take advantage of us being close to the Port Everglades for like internship opportunities and so on. But then of course, we also have a fantastic law program. We're very big on business, as I mentioned. So there are different areas that you could specialize in: education, arts, humanities, and so on. So we do have over 50 plus programs. With having this many programs, a lot of our students do choose a major and a minor. And just to highlight, you do not have to have a major and a minor from the same college. You could be a marine bio major, minor in dance. It's completely up to you. We give you that autonomy to tailor your degree plan based on what you're looking for. In addition, we have what are known as Excel courses, or experiential education and learning. It's built into your curriculum. This is to ensure that you have opportunities for internships, opportunities for research, opportunities for study abroad, travel study, and so on. So every student has to complete 6 units during their 4 years at NSU.
But one of the things that are actually very unique to us is the fact that we have premier programs. Our premier programs are unique to us here at NSU. These are additional things that you can add to your academic experience. Some of these opportunities include scholarships, and they also include opportunities to have like your seat reserved in med school, law school, or a graduate or professional program when you enter as a student. Okay, so I'm not going to go over each premier program, but you can always like reach out to me to have like more one-on-one discussion on what these premier programs are and the whole process and so forth. So in terms of like living on campus, there are 2 dorms or 2 residence halls that are set aside for incoming freshmen. You do have a choice of single, double, or triple occupancy. You also have the opportunity to choose your roommates. So we have that process as well. So if you have like other friends who are also attending, or let's just say you're visiting campus for like our Shark Preview weekend and you meet other people and you'd like to like, room with them, you have that opportunity to select them. We have 16 Division II sports teams, just about everything you can think of except the football team. We used to have the Miami Dolphins training on our campus. They recently got a new training facility. One of the cool perks that we used to have is that our students were able to actually go to any Dolphins game for free. But now that they're not on campus anymore, the students don't have that, that perk. We're also very big on clubs and organizations. We do have over 130 plus clubs and organizations. At least 99% of our students are involved in something on campus. I like to say that 1% is probably my sister. My sister is a pre-med student here as well. And she's just so heavily into like her academics that she's literally not involved in anything on campus, which I don't recommend. I always recommend being at least a part of at least one club, just to have that good balance and get that full college experience. Now we're in sunny South Florida, so you can just imagine that we're on a very diverse landscape. What I mean by that is that no matter what field you're going in, what area, the opportunities for like jobs or internships, you're surrounded by that. So for instance, our healthcare students, we're surrounded by so many different hospitals. We're building a hospital on campus. Our marine bio students, we're surrounded by the Port Everglades. Our business students have opportunities with different retail businesses in the area, banks, American Express, that type of thing. So whatever field you're going into, just keep in mind that the opportunities are there to be able to like find internships as well as jobs. You'll also have a career services advisor who's assigned to you for all 4 years. And this person works with you in terms of like internships, mock interviews. They're also known as your academic advisor. So they work with you on the academic advising aspect of it, as well as the career advising aspect of it as well. And just to touch on like cost, you're looking at roughly $46,000 per year. This covers tuition and fees as well as room and board. Keep in mind, every student who is admitted will get our Dean Scholarship, which ranges from $5,000 to $19,000 per year. It's merit-based, so it's based off your GPA, as well as test scores if you're submitting test scores, okay? This year, we're test optional, but if you do wish to submit test scores, you can. And if you're applying for our dual admission program, which is the opportunity to have your seat reserved in our graduate or professional schools, from freshman year, you will be required to submit test scores. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. And what a great way to end. We have reached the conclusion of this session. Thank you so much to all our representatives for being here, for sharing all the great information about the respective institutions. Everyone here most people have shared their contact information, so feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Everyone is here as a resource as you navigate the college application process and the college search process. So again, thank you to our representatives and thank you to each of you for joining us. As we close, a very quick 5-question survey will appear on your browser. If you don't mind taking a moment to fill that out for us, your feedback is extremely helpful. This is one of many college presentations being offered, so feel free to check out the schedule on the website for more. And lastly, this session is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Middlesex. Again, thank you all and have a great night.